Welcome to this candidate forum for the Fremont Union High School District. I am Marianne Shovelin from the League of Women Voters, and I will be moderating this forum tonight. Today's session is a Zoom webinar, and it will run about 90 minutes. Because it's a webinar, all attendees are in listen-only mode, and only our panelists will be on video. If you have any technical issues, send an email to techsupport@lwvcs.org. A link to this recording will be available on our website, lwvcs.org, in a few days. And first, before we get to the core of the forum, I'd like to share some background information on who the League is and about voting in the November election. This is our commercial. The League of Women Voters hosts forums like this to allow voters to see the candidates and to hear them address questions of interest to the public. Our goal is to enable voters to learn about the candidates so they can make informed choices. The League of Women Voters never endorses or opposes a candidate or a political party. The League has been empowering voters and defending democracy for over 100 years. We were founded in February of 1920, just 6 months before women won the right to vote through the passage of the 19th Amendment. We have two distinct functions done separately through two different corporations. One that does voter education, of which today's event is an example. The other function, which after extensive study, takes positions and then as appropriate advocates for the passage of laws. Now, regarding the November election, when you get your ballot, which you already should have your ballot, pay attention to how they list your name. Is it first and last, or is it first, middle, and last? Sign your name in the same way as it is shown on the envelope. It needs to match the way you sign when you registered to vote or when you signed your driver's license. Because California passed the Voters' Choice Act, you have several options on how to vote and how to deliver your ballot. You may deliver your ballot by mail, but please mail early. You may place your ballot in a drop box, or you may visit a vote center and deliver it at the vote center. So where would you find a vote center? The good news is it's very simple. Go to the URL shown or capture the QR code on the screen. Go to the site, enter your address and your drop-off locations, and vote centers will be listed. And we always recommend that you check your voter registration status. It's very easy to do. Use the URL or the QR code on the screen. Go to the site, enter your name, your California driver's license or California ID number, the last 4 numbers of your social security, and your birthday. If you get retry, you should probably register again. Now, sometimes the California ballot can be challenging. And to help with that, we have a site called votersedge.org. Voters Edge California is a joint project of MapLight and the League of Women Voters of California. Voters Edge of California is a comprehensive, nonpartisan online guide to elections covering federal, state, and local races in the state of California. It includes ballot issues and local measures and campaign finance information. This is a go-to resource when you're getting ready to vote. Okay, now let's get to why we're here tonight, the good part. We have four candidates for five candidates, I'm sorry, for 3 Fremont Union High School district seats, each with a 4-year term. On the screen, you can see the candidates' names and faces, and you can get more information about each candidate via votersedge.org and on their website. The questions for this forum were developed by a team of league members based on their own research and questions submitted by the public via email, and there were a lot of those. Since we have received ample questions from the public in advance, we're not collecting more questions from the audience tonight. The candidates have agreed to the format and ground rules for this forum. I will pose questions which were gathered in advance. Each question has a designated response time of 90 seconds or 60 seconds. A timer will be visible in a separate box labeled timer and will give candidates visual signals to help them pace their responses and stop on time. Each candidate should be responsive to the questions they are asked, civil in their responses, not interrupt another candidate or the moderator, not make any remarks that are personal in nature or directed at any individual, and all responses are to be in English. If a candidate violates these ground rules more than twice, the candidate will be removed from the forum. Each candidate also has 2 30-second rebuttal opportunities they may use to rebut remarks from any of the other candidates. They may not use the rebuttal time to add to their own comments or go off topic. At this time, I am asking all the candidates to unmute and turn on their videos. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we'll see their smiling faces. All right. I want to extend my welcome to Naomi, Andrew, Rosa, Linda, and Stanley. Thank you so much for being here tonight. The speaking order was randomly drawn and will shift with each question. Speaking order for the first question will start with Andrew, then Rosa, Stanley, Linda, and Naomi. Candidates were given the first and last questions prior to the forum. The first question, for which you will all have 90 seconds to respond, is what qualifies you for being a trustee on the Fremont Union High School Board? And we'll start with Andrew.
All right, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Well, I'm married and I have 3 kids. My youngest daughter graduated from Archbishop Mitty High School with honors and made the National Honor Society. She is currently a junior at UCLA. Thankfully, I've had the wonderful opportunity of helping hundreds of high school students to graduate and then helping them to get into the college of their choice. I have coached at Homestead, Monte Vista, Saratoga, Archbishop Mitty, and for the Junior Olympics and for USA weightlifting. I also coached at Stanford University for 5 years for the Stanford Nike camps. At Homestead, I was awarded the Coach of the Year. At Saratoga, I was awarded the Red Pride Service Award for loyal service to the school and to the students. At Monte Vista, I was awarded the Excellence in Coaching Award. Also, I've had the amazing opportunity and experience to have coached and to have worked with Olympians, NCAA champions, and Pac-12 champions, and with some of the most accomplished high school students in the country and in the world. I've also been coached by several Olympic coaches. In my youth, I was a champion athlete in 9 sports, attained the rank of Eagle Scout, and was awarded the prestigious On My Honor Award. I have a degree in physical education, played college football, and frequently made the dean's list for academic excellence. I've held numerous leadership positions throughout my life. Years ago, I was a successful loan officer at a commercial bank. I had a California real estate license during that time, and I can see I'm supposed to stop. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Rosa?
First of all, thank you to the League of Women's Voters for this opportunity. I came to the US with my toddler daughter and husband over 20 years ago. As an immigrant parent, schools were the place I engaged in the community. A few years after moving here, I started working as a teacher at a local language school and became principal with the goal of educating students about their culture. I truly believe understanding cultural identity is the foundation for our students' positive self-esteem. During my tenure, I successfully managed a school of more than 1,000 students and strengthened the school community with various parents participating programs. For the past 4 years as a board member, supporting diverse student groups has been a priority for me. As VP of the FUHSD board and a member of the district's COVID-19 task force committee, I have contributed to ongoing effort to steer the district through pandemic hardship, providing the best possible education to our students. Last but not least, I am the proud mom of FUHSD grad. I am eager to continue to serve our students from diverse cultural background and help them feel welcome at their schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Stanley?
Hi, everyone. My name is Stanley Kou, and for more than 2 decades, I have been deeply engaged in public education and community advancement. As a classroom teacher, community school principal, software development engineer, program manager, and parent, I recognize the fundamental value of education for strong communities and a thriving economy. While teaching, I saw the direct impact of public decisions on my students and learned firsthand how to work directly with educators, students, and families. Having earned 2 master's degrees, one in computer engineering and an MBA, I understand the power of education and how to get the most out of the limited resources. I will ensure that every dollar of taxpayer money supports our students. Our school must provide resources to effectively prepare students with 21st century education. Students will gain technological expertise and team skills. They will succeed with access to tutoring, internship, and information about emerging fields, such as clean green technologies. All this will keep our high school among the top school districts in the country. And I believe we can have our students becoming contributing citizens for our community, nation, and the world. Thank you.
Thank you. And Linda?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. First, I am passionate about excellent education and providing opportunities for students to succeed. And now the competition to get into college is greater than ever before. They need to have the skills necessary to succeed. Having said that, my background includes working for a number of high-tech companies in the area of human resource management as a director, a college recruiter, an employee trainer, a mentor, a mediator, and a coach. So I've had all phases of helping people. For 9 years, I was the education officer in Onizuka Air Force Base. I've run my own company, Professional Dynamics, where I travel worldwide providing management, team building, leadership and communication skills and coaching to high-tech companies. I was the executive director of Leadership Sunnyvale. And additionally, over the past 30 years, I have taught in 8 universities and colleges and adult ed. So I have a bachelor's degree from University of San Francisco, a master's from Redlands. I have a teaching credential from UC Berkeley. I have a certified community mediator. I'm a credentialed business and life coach and a certified hypnotherapist. So I've mentored students for many years in the academic and the professional arenas. I see the skills that are needed and to succeed in college. and the workforce, and I believe I have those tools to help young people be successful. Thank you.
Thank you. Naomi.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. And I want to thank the League of Women Voters for this opportunity to participate in this voter education event. I am currently the board president for the Fremont Union High School District Board. I have served for one term and look forward to serving into my next term. I am the proud mother of three FUHSD graduates and the wife of a FUHSD graduate. I am a student advocate and a public education advocate. I'm also invested in students. Currently, I am, in this past year, I helped and worked with the board in leading our superintendent search and did a review of our contracting principles. I am a social worker by profession. I have run several nonprofit organizations, and so have a good understanding of governance and have served on many nonprofit boards, both locally and statewide, and also worked at the Markla Center for Nonprofits, where Markla Center for Applied Ethics, where I was the assistant director of social sector ethics, and looking at how governance is important and how ethics is important in governance. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Now for our next set of questions, each of the candidates will have 60 seconds for a response. And we'll start those with Rosa Kim. And Rosa and the other candidates, how do you see your role as a school board trustee?
So yeah, board members are the representative of community members. So we are overseeing our school districts and help them to be more successful, to educate our students in the community. And our role is not run the district. We are overseeing the district and help them to be successful. And our responsibility is collaborating with the district staff and also the community members. So always the communication is the key and collaboration is the key. So, and our board, each board member doesn't have the authority, individual authority, but board has a collective authority. So we need to work together with the board for the entire, not just the part of community, the entire community, to be inclusive and work and help every student to be successful in their schools.
Thank you. Stanley.
Yes, my is a primary job of a school board member. Excuse me, it's represent the people, listen to the community voices. And as a board member, we don't run the schools, but we ensure the schools are run well. And as a board member, we give directions to the superintendent as a collective bodies. And all we want to do is supporting our school administrations, our teachers, and our students, and make sure we keep our excellent education. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda. Linda, please unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. We ask ourselves, what is the right thing to do for the students? We keep the district focused on learning and achievement for all students as the primary focus. And most of us on the board have been doers, or we wouldn't be where we are. So now we have to pull ourselves out of the trenches and we take off that hat and become the decision makers. So we operate at a high level with high standards in everything that we do. We also have a fiduciary responsibility to assure that the expenditures are appropriate. We communicate the vision openly and with trust and integrity. As board members, I think we decide the outcomes. And of course, management then is responsible for achieving those outcomes. The district enjoys a good reputation, and you don't get that by just being given it. You have to earn it by having the right management on the team, great and caring staff. And am I done? I don't have a timer. Am I done?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Naomi?
Thank you. I see that there are several roles that a board member has. One is our legal responsibility in governance and making sure that the fiduciary responsibilities and good programming are taking place. The other is that we have to be community representatives and a liaison to the community and build a strong community. I always believe that schools build communities, and we are part of that. And along with that, I believe that a board member needs to be the voice of our students and understand our students. The other part is that a board member needs to understand the district and the communities that we serve. And so whether it is the cities that we serve, the 2 feeder districts that we serve, the different ethnic communities that we serve that come and make up Fremont Union High School District, those are the responsibilities that I see are entrusted in me. Thank you.
Thank you. And Andrew?
Yes. Well, I like to see it as a team effort. There's going to be 5 on the board. I guess there's always 5 on the board, but there will be 5 on the board going forward, of course. And it's really important that we do what's best for the kids first and foremost, because that's why we're all there. That's where the rubber meets the road. What are we doing? Is it in the best interest of the kids? And I would say some of the duties that come along with that is making policy. That's very important for the school board to be making school policy. So we really need to do our homework and study and make sure that what we're doing is right and correct. Also, too, we need to decide the vision for the school district. What are we going to do? Where is this ship sailing to? We just don't want to be aimlessly out in the water without any direction or vision. Also, too, we need to listen to the parents and the people that voted for us. We need feedback from them. We are held accountable to them. And we want to make sure that we represent them in a most honorable way and with lots of excitement and enthusiasm. Oh, I'm got to stop. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Our next question is, what do you see as priority issues to address as a school board member? What do you see as priority issues to address as a school board member? And we'll start that one off with Linda. And Linda, please unmute.
Thank you. All right, I think that declining enrollment is an issue. And I really think it's a concerted effort with the family and the school to work together for the students' health and well-being, and the parents' health and well-being too. There should be transparency and open communication. And also the community can play a very important role. So their involvement would be very beneficial, which means that outreach would be necessary. Of course, there's a declining enrollment. Then I support and promote excellent academic curriculum and standards. So I want the students to get the best education provided, and they can get the best opportunities available. And then I support genuine diversity and understanding it through thought, background, culture taught. The idea of diversity being taught in a very thoughtful way and respectful way that provides some insight and acceptance and growth for everyone. And might be out of time. Safety is important too. Okay.
Thank you. And Naomi.
Yes, thank you. I see the three priorities. One is the health and well-being of our students. And with that, I'm talking about socio-emotional health, equity, and safety of all of our students. And with that, then they are able to be focused on learning, Declining enrollment is another area that we have concerns with, that we want to look at and make sure that we are continuing our robust programs and working in collaborations with different organizations so that we can make sure that we can continue to serve our students. And then teacher and staff recruitment. With the high cost of living here, we need to keep our excellent our excellent staff and teachers so that we can continue to excel and provide the best education for our students. So thank you.
Thank you. Andrew.
Yeah, I think the district is doing a pretty good job with all the physical side of it, but my biggest concern is the morale of the students. As I've mentioned before in other forums, morale is everything. And having worked with the kids in the district, I know a lot of them are overwhelmed. A lot of them don't feel like they belong there, and having those kind of thoughts and issues. So learning should be fun and rewarding with lots of great incentives. So that's what I'd like to see. And also too, I'd like to see less homework. Every complaint I've heard from the kids are, I have too much homework, I'm overwhelmed. They're doing homework for hours on end when they get home. That's not good for the family. It's not good for the kid. It's not healthy. It's not, in my opinion, it's not healthy, especially for their mental health. So those are the two big issues for me, and everything else will fit into place. But yeah, it's the morale. Absolutely. That's my biggest concern. We want to make sure that every kid feels like they belong there. We want to see them running to class every day because it's so wonderful and fantastic, not dreading it. Thank you.
Thank you. Rosa.
Yeah, I have three things to address. First, achievement gap. Between student groups is improving slowly, but that is what all our schools continue to work on it. Our district needs to continuously motivate the most marginalized students and emphasize equity in the classrooms throughout teacher collaboration and getting input from our students. We'll need to continuously monitor the disaggregated data. And I believe providing more options of career pathway courses could be one way, because in partnership with community colleges, and we continue to, provide that kind of program for our students to have motivation for their learning. And the second, decline enrollment is a big issue in the district. And for us, the balanced enrollment among 5 high schools is really important, because we can provide options of similar course options to our students. And we created a
Thank you. And Stanley.
Yes, the top priority for the Fremont Union High School District is among the serving our students. Fremont Union High School District community is diversified among 6 Silicon Valley cities, including Sunnyvale, Cupertino, Saratoga, Santa Clara, West Jose, and Los Altos. Each of the communities has different value and goals of the education that we should listen and help to meet their expectation for their students. Become the bridge between the community and the school districts. And it's the top priority for bringing in the community and serving our students and serving to their best education. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is a fun one. In your opinion, what is really great about Fremont Union High School District? And we'll start that one with Stanley.
Can I have a question again?
What is really great about Fremont Union High School District?
I see. Okay, so Fremont Union High School District, it's among the top national school districts, and we have all students focusing on their priorities. And I think there's most of the interested part is they are diversified among the Silicon Valley cities. And also this is as a Silicon Valley cities, we are basically high-tech fields. And I think our students coming from high-tech communities that they learn a lot of things based on their families and their teachers, and that will be making this a fun place to learn and at Fremont Union High School District. Thank you.
Thank you. And Linda, what about you?
Okay. My husband and I moved here specifically for the reason that our children would be able to attend this district because it had such a good reputation. They did attend it, and I think they thrived. The leadership at school is another great feature, and having a staff throughout the district who care and have the passion to work with the students and make them feel important and valued is another thing that is great. And having the many programs, excuse me, available to help students, no matter what their background, just to help them be the best that they can be. And those wrapped together makes it really great about Fremont Union. Thank you.
Thank you. Naomi?
Okay, well, I have the opportunity to meet with other board members within the county and across the state, and these are a lot of the things that I brag about. And one is our students. Our students achieve and excel at very high rates. The other thing is we have a huge investment of from our community, and that is seen in the passing of our bonds and our parcels and the involvement the community has in supporting our schools. We really believe in comprehensive high schools and having options for our students in different ways, because students learn in different ways. And so our investment is to make sure that all of our students succeed and achieve. So we are able to provide that. And along with that, we have excellent teachers and staff. And again, they are so invested in our students and providing quality education. You see that every day thank you.
Thank you. Andrew?
Yeah, I would start with facilities. Obviously, in the last few years, thankfully, the district had the money to upgrade a lot of their buildings, and it looks fantastic. And so I commend them on that. Looking good. Hopefully everyone's feeling good. Also, too, as I said in the last forum, I really believe that one of the big things we have going for us currently right now is Graham Clark being the new superintendent. I've worked with him, and he's a great man, and he's going to do great things over the years. The other thing too is that we have a great band at Homestead, one of the best in the whole nation, with an amazing band director and just amazing stuff there. So that's great stuff. I'm really big in the performing arts as well, not just athletics. And so they got it going on there, and I applaud them for that. And also too, the Future Business Leaders of America. I hope I got that title right, but they've been off the charts, winning national championships over and over and over again. So I applaud them. I know how much dedication and effort that took for all of them to get that level, especially for those that are guiding them and directing them. So I applaud them. Oh, I got to stop.
Rosa?
Yeah, there are many great things in our district, but I'm always proud of our belief statement. Our belief statement is we are committed to both excellence and equity. And all of our staff members are working really hard to motivate our students. And the excellence and equity is connected to each other. And that is core thing. And that is the way we really put effort in it. And also the second, the sound fiscal management. For the past 4 years, I have overseen the budget and finance of our district, and found that our district put a lot of effort into maintaining accountability with conservative and creative fiscal management. And lastly, our students and our diverse community members. So Silicon Valley area is really competitive area, but it's really great place to raise kids with diverse the culture. And that is what we are implementing. We need to implement all the diverse input in our district work. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is, what does Fremont Union High School District need to work on to improve? And we'll start that one with Andrew.
Gee, thanks. I was hoping to have some time there. Okay.
Everybody gets a chance.
Could you repeat the question again, please?
What does Fremont Union High School District need to work on to improve?
Well, I'm going to take the opportunity to use some of the notes that I have here on a different topic, but implement them here. I'm concerned that too many of our students are overstressed and to the breaking point, and instead of having fun while they're thriving and achieving. There's just way too much, I mentioned this earlier, there's just way too much unnecessary homework being assigned. It's like a flash flood every day for these kids. Not good, not healthy, as I mentioned before. There are some students that are falling through the cracks. Not all of them are doing great. I know we have some safety nets there to help these kids, but for multiple reasons, they're falling through the cracks. But now is the time to help them and to save them. We can do better if we really, really care for them and not exclude them at all. Also, too, mentioning diversity, I honestly believe that the unity of our diversity is our strength. The unity of our strength is that diversity, not in and of itself, but we have to have a goal and we have to be like a team when it comes to that diversity. We come together as one with a common goal and we'll have great success.
Thank you. Rosa.
Yeah, I would like to address three things. First, I think we need to create more partnership with our feeder school districts, because understanding our students is actually understanding their prior experience. So based on their experience, we can create better practice to support our students. And the second is creating more partnership with our cities. So in two ways. First, creating more career development programs will be ideal, because with the city and the Chamber of Commerce, we can host a career fair, internship fair, or job shadowing event. It will help our students to explore their career goals and plan for their career path. And second, safe route to schools. Transportation is critical for our students. Building infrastructure for safer bike lanes should come from partnership with cities. We have 6 cities in the district. Putting better signs and creating safer bike route is what we continuously need to work together. And lastly, I'd like to implement more student voices, diverse student voices in our district decision making. Thank you.
Thank you. Stanley.
Yes, I think one thing I would like to see our school district improve is increasing graduation rate. Currently, we have 96% of graduation rate. Although this is a high rate graduation rate, but I think we still have a room to improve. And based on our current student enrollment, and our 5 high schools has a capacity of 10,000 students. And currently we have around 8,000 students in 5 high schools. That means we have a 4%, that's 200 students not graduate from the school district. That's to me, it's a lot of students not able to complete their high school education. I think we can work on that to help all the students to reaching their goal, which graduated from high school. And otherwise, and then we can, thank you.
Thank you. Linda?
Okay, boy, how can they improve? Well, I think that communication, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what organization you're in, can always improve. There's always somebody feeling that they didn't hear everything that needs to be said or done. So I think that it can be improved between the district, the community, and other constituents. Having said that, by being open, honest, being transparent, and making decisions with the best interests of the students in mind is something that always can be improved. And I'm not saying it's not good now. I'm just saying that if you're looking for improvement, that might be the one area where improvement could be made in any organization. Thanks.
Thank you. Naomi?
Okay, thank you, and I apologize for my screen blanking out. We are a great school district, and even being a great school district, I think that there are always things that we can do better. One of them is developing deeper relationships with our collaborative partners that we have. So as Rosa mentioned, our feeder schools or feeder districts. And then as Linda and I'm sorry, Rosa also mentioned our cities that we work with. And I have a slightly different take on that in the sense that we can look at how we can, especially with declining enrollment, work with our cities to see, as we are looking at new housing and new developments, how do we make sure that one, our apartments or housing is accommodating families. The other is that building a deeper relationship with the city of Sunnyvale and the Sunnyvale community. And in all transparency, I am a Sunnyvale resident, and I'd like to see us grow our relationships deeper there.
Thank you. Our next question is based on the wide diversity of Fremont Union High School District. The student body has more than 60 different languages spoken at home. And there are varying economic levels as well as other diversity. How would you, as a school board member, ensure addressing that diversity? And let's start that one out with Linda.
I would say that Andrew did, he made a good comment in that diversity is one thing, but you really need to come together. Diversity is fine in and of itself, but at the end of the day, everyone should be working together. And I think by doing something like having provide community outreach, community involvement, that may certainly help issues. And I would support funding to promote this, and perhaps promoting parents and community night, where they could actually come to the schools and see what's being offered, see how the classes are conducted, see what their children are doing, so they can see the diverse activities that go on, and the diversity of the staff and the other students. So I think by the idea of understanding and knowing the value and how much diversity there is, there's sometimes a greater understanding of how to navigate the issue of diversity.
Thank you. Naomi.
Okay, this is a question that I really love. I think one of the first things is that we have to understand all of the communities that we have and the diversities that we have, and celebrate that diversity. As I've said before, we have a wide geographic area that we serve, and our communities look very different. And so it is being able to be part of those communities and not do for communities, but be part of and help them define how they want to become involved. And with that, really looking at what common goals that we have, and all of our, I think, families feel that their students are the most, highest investment that they have. And so being able to look and use that as a way to bring people together. And a lot of times I hear that some parts of our community feel left out. And so it's being able to address that and hear that. Thank you.
Thank you. Andrew?
Okay, I hope I can talk fast enough to get all my thoughts out, which will be a real challenge. Okay, as a coach for over 40 years and as an athlete for eons, it's all about team. It's a team effort. It's a team structure. All the diversity is great. I've been on so many teams where I've worked with every single nationality, but we all come together for a common cause. And that is for the team, what is best for the team. And everybody's going to have the opportunity. We all play by the same rules. And yes, we can celebrate all the differences about us, but it can't be the main issue. It has to be how it meshes in with the whole, and it makes the whole better. Now, so again, we all play by the same rules. I coached one kid that comes from a situation where no father in the home, barely getting by economically. In third grade, he was taking the bus over 20 miles to come to school. And I'm not going to mention his name. Make a long story short, he ended up becoming not only a graduate, 4 years later after graduating, he got his bachelor's degree. He became a champion athlete on the national championships stage. And we focus on his strengths. And it doesn't matter what nationality he was, he put forth the effort and we gave him that. Now, of course, if somebody's being prejudiced
Thank
or
you.
somebody, then we have to nip that in the bud because we won't tolerate that.
Thank you, Andrew. Rosa?
Yes, diversity is our district's strength. And I see this as a communication kind of issue. So communication needs to be broader. So including students, parents, staff members, and community members. We do have diverse community members and diverse students population. So creating more communication platform, such as the diverse events and various events, we can outreach to the diverse groups, and also the survey to students or community members or parents, maybe in their language. And that kind of more targeted outreach will be helpful. And also, I think assigning a liaison person to diverse community groups will be helpful to targeted outreach in our work of communication. So implementing the diverse communities members, the voices, that will be really important in the foundational.
Thank you. Stanley?
Yes, we realize that our students is in this diversified community. And I believe each of communities has different values and goals of the education. What we should do is listen and help to meet their expectation for their students. And as a board member, we become the bridge and between the community and the school district. And we want to have a stronger connection with parents in our school district and be a good listener to community voices and helping our students reaching to their goal. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is, how can the community support Fremont Union High School District teachers and staff? How can the community support Fremont Union High School District teachers and staff? And we'll start with Rosa.
So many people think high school students, they don't need our help because they're all older. Usually parents and community members focus on volunteering at younger kids. But we do actually need many advisors to develop our students' career plan or motivation. So I think, we have many professionals in our community, like especially STEM field. And I think we need to, work together as a community and provide mentorship and also internship opportunity to our students. And also we can reach out to IT companies in local community and then help our students, and especially under-resourced students, they will need more support. And that kind of the goal in their career development process, that will really give motivation and then help them to be successful in their life. So thank you.
Thank you. And Stanley.
Yes, I think we all coming from communities, and the community can help the school district to build a strong environment for our all students. And this community can help in the school district is participate in our education programs or our PTA members and do a volunteer work at all the school programs or volunteer and events. And I think a community, by including the community to helping our schools, and that bring some role models to our students and serving back to our community as well. So I think bringing the community to helping the school district is very important to make a successful society and becoming a more healthy, inclusive schools. Thank you.
Thank you. And Linda,
Yeah, I have volunteered. I'm a member of the Sunnyvale Rotary and the Elks, and I also volunteer at the Sunnyvale Community Services. But the Rotary in particular, we have a program where we go into the schools and we provide information about our professions to the students so they get a sense, a firsthand glance at what those professions are like. I certainly would like to see that enhanced and increased, to have it into other schools in the district, because there are a number of organizations. I just mentioned two that I belong to, but there are many other ones that would probably jump at the opportunity to have that community involvement so that the students could get a firsthand knowledge about what it would be like to have the professions, what they did in college to get them where they are today. Those kinds of conversations are important. Thank you.
thank you. And Naomi,
Okay, thank you. So when these types of questions come up, we think that we have to answer them in grand ways and have grand answers or big answers. And I feel that each of us as a community member can contribute in our own way, in our own capacity. So whether it is being that homework parent that I was when my firstborn was in kindergarten, because I worked and wasn't able to be in the classroom, he'd bring home his homework to the homework packets for the class so that I could help him assemble that. It is by voting and making sure that you are investing in who is going to be serving on our school district board. It is voting for our parcel and bond taxes so that we make sure that we can continue to provide the quality services and education that our students need. It is supporting our teachers. It is being engaged in whatever way that you can. And if it's financially, if it's getting your companies to support financially. So thank you.
and Andrew.
Yeah, I would say for the parents and the family to be 100% involved in their child's education. That's the first step. Genuinely have 100% interest in what your kids are doing. Send them to school prepared, meaning how to be respectful, how to work hard, good manners, being a team player. So I really do believe that the best thing that families can do for our schools is to be stronger families and to make sure that you're supporting your kid 100%, and they know that you love them and that you're supporting them and you're cheering them on, and that'll make the teacher's job a lot easier and the coach's job and the administration.
Thank you. Our next question. What is your position on education about race and gender identity in the school district? What is your position on education about race and gender identity in the school district? And we'll start with Linda.
Thank you. My position with race and gender, race, I've taught diversity, race, and inclusion in businesses, and I do believe there is a way to get the message across without belittling anyone else or having one that's better than the other, and just providing the facts, the understanding, and the genuineness that goes along with understanding backgrounds and cultures. So I think that teaching it is one thing. I think how it's taught and what it's taught is something that we need to look at. As far as being the gender, I think that anytime you provide information on gender, it should be age appropriate, and it should be with care, and it should be under the direct agreement and supervision of the parent. And it's a two-way street. The parents definitely need to be involved in this because it's a sensitive topic. Am I done?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Naomi.
Okay. So Fremont Union High School District prides itself in being a school that, or a district that provides quality education. And we are, have some of the top science courses and classes and teachers in our school. So I believe that whatever we are teaching is fact-based and science-based, and that is part of who we are and our mission. I believe that what we need to do is to make sure that all of our students feel respected and recognized and seen, and that whatever we are teaching is done with compassion and with wisdom. And we are really respecting the individuals, whether they are our students or our teachers or our staff. And so I believe in ethnic studies. I believe that ethnic studies is an important tool for our students to have. I believe that, okay, sorry, thank you.
Andrew.
Yes. I'll start with the race. There again, I'm going to use my own personal experience as a coach. 40 years of coaching, I never once looked at one of my athletes by the color of their skins thinking, oh, that kid is this color and this kid is this ethnic group. Never once. I look at their ability. I look at their character. I look at, are they going to follow direction? Are they going to work hard? Never do I look at them. And if I were to come to practice every day and go, oh, so-and-so is this color and so-and-so is this ethnic group, we're emphasizing it and it divides us. There again, if you're at Homestead, you're a Mustang. If you're at Fremont, you're a Firebird. Is there a time and a place to study ethics and history, world history? Absolutely, in the classroom. But the more we emphasize it, the more it divides us. Also, too, as far as gender, that belongs at home, in my opinion. It doesn't belong in the schools. It has nothing to do with getting you prepared for a college education. That's between you and your parents, you and your clergy, you and your friends or whatever, but not in the classroom. And what was the last thing I wanted to say real quick? I misplaced it. Well, anyways, I see I have to stop. Thank you.
You might have another opportunity.
Okay, hopefully.
Rosa.
Yes, I believe creating inclusive and welcoming school culture is really critical for all of our student success. So we need to help our students understand each other and respect others. So that is what we really need to do when they're in high school. So after high school graduation, they'll go to the adult world, but the foundation of respecting others will be really important for them. So I believe we need to educate them to respect, other people. It can be race or gender. And well, I co-founded history camp with my colleague teachers at Language School, and this is my 10th year. And I taught the immigrant, the histories, not just the Korean history. I included Asian American histories, and I'm planning to broaden more immigrant history to educate them. Sorry.
Thank you. And Stanley.
Yes, for the race education, and I think it is very important, and I support that education. And because we are in this diversified community, and our students also learned that to respect each other in different races, and they are we need to have them to be understand the equities and also mutual respect. And for the gender education, I think this topic is been in the news, and all the students are aware of that issues. I think it's very important to them to aware that no matter what kind of gender you identified yourself, and we should respect their as their will. And so this is a equal opportunity and education. Thank you.
Thank you. There may be decisions that you must make as a school board member that will not be popular with the parent community. What criteria will you use in making those difficult decisions? What criteria will you use in making those difficult decisions? Stanley?
Yes. Okay. I think when we face those difficult decisions, I think the communication with our students, communicate with their parents, communicate with our teachers, our administration staffs is most important. And then we want to learn the fact of that difficult decision needs to be made. And we want to make sure that it's fair, and the top priority is to our students. So when we face to that kind of decision, we must to think about if this is the best interest to our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda?
When you have to make decisions that are tough and they don't always go or set well with everyone, you got to take a look and step back and say, is it right? Is it the right thing to do for the students? That's the primary thing. Is it fair to all concerned? And is it based on facts? And when you have made the decision, and keeping in mind that it's a collaborative effort on the board, so all 5 of us would probably be in agreement, but you've got to communicate this openly and honestly with transparency so that they know what went into the decision. They know how the decision was made. It may be a wrenching decision. That's not easy. I think they've got to know that. I mean, decisions are tough, and you can't please everyone all the time, but you try to look at everything and all the constituents that are involved. Thank you.
Naomi?
First of all, as an elected trustee, we have been elected to provide leadership for the district. And so there are going to be times when we are faced with very difficult decisions. And especially during the pandemic, we had several of those decisions come before the board. And even today, we have different issues that do come up. I think that for me, how I see it is that, again, it's that governance role. It is being able to look at it from a helicopter view, not school by school, but it's as the role that we have is to look at it for the whole district and how the whole district benefit, or our decisions will benefit all of our students. And so there are a lot of different factors that go into that, but in the end, we are elected to make those decisions, and we are going to be faced with not being liked sometimes, but that's what we were elected to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Andrew?
Yeah, there again in coaching, when we have something on the team that needs to be addressed, it's really important. It's imperative that you explain to the team why we're making this decision so they can get on board with it. If you leave the parents out of it, if you leave the kids out of it, you're going to have big problems. And in this situation that you're mentioning, if the parents voted for us and they believed in us and put us in the school board, then we have a right, an obligation to let them know why we made that decision and not put them off, and make sure that we're returning phone calls, we're doing emails, we're doing everything we can to explain to them why we came to this decision so they can get on board with us. Full disclosure is so important.
Thank you. Rosa?
Yes, for me, so what is the best decision for the whole school community? I think that is my criteria. I second what Naomi said. So this question remind me, lots of decisions, several decisions during the pandemic. And I remember it was a tough the vote during the pandemic. I think in 2020, beginning of the pandemic, we changed our grade system into pass and fail. And we received a lot of input from parents. And we had many Zoom call with parents. And before we vote at the board meeting, I contacted our principals and then heard their perspectives. And also there in our school community, there are parents, students, and also the staff members. They all are our community members. So the communication, it will be the foundation and key for the decision. And even though after the decision, we need to reach out to the parents or community members and explain the reason for the decision.
Thank you. Our next question is to do with budgets. Describe your experience with budgeting as related to the school systems. And let's start that one with Rosa.
Could you repeat the question, please? Sorry.
Describe your experience with budgeting as related to the school systems.
Yes, I briefly, as I briefly mentioned about our finance, I think we really are doing a good job in providing the stability, the fiscal stability in our the district work. And that is actually from collaboration with our staff members and with our teacher union and our classified the employees. So, and the budget, the work, we review at the board review have the annual calendar, and then there is a legal component, but it's really transparent. So all the community members can access to our budget document and all the financial document and on our website throughout our business service, our webpage. So you can see all of the presentation slides. So for me, transparency is really important, and I'm really happy with what our district is offering to community members. Thank you.
Thank you. Stanley?
Yes, my experiences with the budget issues starts from when I was in the PTA president at Cupertino Union School District. And we understand sometimes the budget will affect our education, especially how we keep the excellent teachers. And my belief is the budget should be transparent to all the communities, and also the budget needs to be prioritized with our education. And starting from, if this is the best budgeting for our students, this is supporting our teacher and supporting our administration to getting our students being served in the best way. So the budget situation sometimes happens, and we need to have a clearer ways to resolve the budget issues. Thank you.
Thank you. And Linda?
Well, not being a board member, I have limited access and understanding of the budget. I do know, though, that on budget matters, I firmly believe it should be transparent. Everyone should know, all the constituents, parents, students, community, staff, everyone should be aware of whatever decisions are being made as far as the budget is concerned. And the primary thing is to make sure that the money is spent goes toward helping the students. The bottom line is they're there, the schools are set up to help the students. That's where the money should go.
Okay, thank you. Naomi?
Okay, well, I firmly believe that budgets reflect the value of an organization. And so when you look at our budget, you will see that students are valued in our school district. Along with that, we, are highly effective and efficient in our budgeting. And as Rosa said, we are very transparent and we have good accounting systems in place. And we have excellent staff in our business operations. With that, fiduciary responsibilities is one of the main things that a board member is entrusted to do. And so we need to make sure that we are on top of that. I will be one of the first to admit that budgeting is one of my harder things to understand, but I make every effort to make sure that I understand what I am voting for and overseeing. And having run nonprofits, I have been able to transfer those skills over. So thank you.
Thank you. Andrew?
Yeah, budgeting is always a main concern. Obviously, no money, no funding, everything's going to come to a grinding halt. So it's very important how we handle the finances, where the priorities are, where the needs are. So having said that, I know firsthand of trying to run a sports program with a zero budget. It would have been nice if we would have had a budget. We could have had new uniforms or new equipment. We could have buses to take us to our meets and to our competitions, but we didn't have that. But we still had the winningest team in the league and in the CCS. So we don't want to use that as an excuse. Oh, we can't do well because we don't have money. Okay, it's nice to have the money. It helps, but in and of itself, it's not the end. There's a school in Kansas years ago. They were #1 in the nation for all test scores. A little town that didn't have any budget, but they decided, you know what, we're going to make a goal. And the goal is we're going to be the best school in the United States for test scores. And they did it as a community with a zero budget. That's inspiring.
Thank you. Our next question is a slightly different area. How can the district address the impact of declining enrollment? How can the district address the impact of declining enrollment? And let's start that one with Stanley.
Thank you. Yeah, we all know that declining enrollment, it's not just happening in our school district, it's happening globally. But how are we going to survive with, maintain our excellent programs? Definitely we need to have sustaining our student numbers. And to resolve that, I think we need to do a smarter way to supporting our current programs and make sure that we attract more high qualified or more students, because we are well funded and fully programmed school district. And we can attract more parents, bring their students into our school districts. And so, first of all, I think the most important thing is make sure we are sustaining with an excellent school education. Thank you.
Thank you. And Linda.
Declining enrollment, the impact. First of all, I think that we have to ask the parents why these kids are leaving the schools, what's going on. And from that, we need to listen and listen very carefully, because they have the answers. They're the ones that put the kids in the school or take them out, and find out what those reasons are and then do it. So when they tell us, rather than just sitting there and saying, okay, well, that's a good idea, but we can't, find out that's a good idea. Yes, we can. And find out what is going on. And I think that once parents are listened to and they understand that their needs are being met, you probably will have increased enrollment. I think COVID might have had something to do with it, but that's over with now. And we're getting back to some semblance of normalcy. And we can't always rely on, well, gee, this is what's happened. There are a lot of issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Naomi?
Yes, I believe that our school districts are its own ecosystem, but then we are part of a larger ecosystem. And so we need to look at problem solving proactively and look at it from that perspective. Housing is one of the greatest impacts in our declining enrollment, I believe, and the high cost of living. And so as a school district or as a board, we may not be able to impact policy in that way, but we can be working in collaboration with our cities and with other entities as they make decisions on what our neighborhoods and our communities look like. Along with that, the impact that it's going to have with declining enrollment is, we don't want to or are planning to close schools, but it also does impact the ability to make sure that we are balanced in the programming that we offer. And so it's being, again, proactive and very intentional and strategic as we look at how we make declining enrollment less negatively impacting on our students. So thank you.
Andrew.
Yeah, I agree with Linda's comments on that. I totally agree on that. You got to talk to the families. You got to find out what's really going on. I think it'd be a great idea for the district to send out a survey to everybody in the district, in the school district that has kids in the schools, and find out what their perspective is and do it anonymously. Have a set of 20 questions where we can find out why are you leaving? Is it because of economics? Is it because of this or that and that? And I'd also would find it interesting if the enrollment at private schools is going up. That would be very interesting if in the area, because I believe that if you have a great product, people are going to come. They're going to pay the price, and the best product they have is their kids, and they're going to do anything they can to get them a great education. And if we're providing that, they're going to be here. But if they're leaving for other reasons, what are those reasons? And is the enrollment going up at private schools in the area? I wouldn't be surprised if they are. So why is that? We need to ask the right questions so we can get the right answers and solve the problems. So I'm all for sending out a survey, and I see I need to stop. Thank you.
Thank you. And Rosa.
Yes, public schools is community school. I think we all need to work together for this, the decline enrollment issue. So I think I have three things I thought about to address this issue. First, I think informing the strength of our schools to the community is really necessary. The community members need to understand what is the strength of our public school system. And also advertising our school events, like our students are really talented, their performance, or the art and music and their programs, events, we can invite community members, and also the sports activities too, sports game too. And then our community members will feel closer to the community schools. That will be foundation to have more the community members to be interested in our school, and also work with collaborating with our cities. Definitely, we need to provide more affordable housing, and that is something we can work together.
Thank you. Now, we're at the last question. Sigh of relief. We had given our candidates the last question in advance, and so that they could have the opportunity to comment on something we did not ask during this forum. Would you please state and answer a question you wish you had been asked? Rosa, let's start with you.
Okay, my question is, why are you running for FUHSD school board? I have three things. First, I have worked diligently for the past 4 years as your school board member to make a better school district for all students. This year, our current board has spent a lot of time and effort selecting the new superintendent and making a smooth transition. I'd like to continue the work for the district based on my experience as board member with the new superintendent. And second, I want to support under-resourced students and English learners with my volunteering experience. I have been helping under-resourced students as a certified college admission advisor and develop a much deeper understanding of their needs. I want to help the district to better support our students in need and guide them to success at their high school and beyond. Lastly, social emotional learning is really important. After graduation, our students need to handle their mental stress for themselves. Students' social and emotional wellness is the foundation for our students to be independent learners. Our district put a lot of effort into the work of social emotional learning, and I'd like to strengthen the effort in my next term. Thank you.
Now, you do each have 90 seconds to respond to this question.
For
How
me,
about, you have anything else, Rosa?
no, that's it.
Okay, Stanley, how about you?
Sure, thank you. I hope I can. I've been asked for as a board member, what will be my top 3 priorities, and I would like to address this questions by answering this question. Is first of all, it's equity. I am committed to making sure that every student reaches their full academic potential. As a longtime Fremont Union High School District parent, I support a partnership with parents and schools. And the second one is excellence. I will support teachers and schools to focus on student success. With a master's degree of computer engineering, I know how schools can give students a 21st century education. And third is wellness. As a community heritage school teacher and principal, I understand student needs and will make sure every student feels safe and healthy, both academically and socially. And especially during this pandemic, I think mental health is one of the wellness I will like to address when I becoming a board member. Thank you.
Thank you. And Linda?
Okay, my question would be, what do you think sets you apart from other candidates? And my answer would be, I offer a unique blend of experience and education that my colleagues probably don't have. And that is, I offer a 2-pronged approach because I have extensive experience in the business world, too many to mention. And I also have about 30 years of experience in the academia, being a university instructor. And I think that those 2 avenues of experience blend quite nicely to bring about the perspective to many issues and challenges that the school boards face. And I feel that I'm probably in one of the best positions to do that. And everything and every job that I've ever had has brought me full circle around to some phase of education. And I'm just looking forward to working on the board to continue having our district being one of the best. And I would appreciate your vote on November the 8th. Thank you.
Thank you. Naomi?
Okay, so my question would be, who do you come from? Because I think it's important for our voters to know who they are voting for and who they are entrusting this great responsibility to. And from that, I think you can get a feel for my leadership style, my who I am as a person, my character, my integrity. And so who I come from is a long line of very strong women, women who came, my one grandmother was supposed to be in an arranged marriage. She decided she did not want to marry that man and said no, which was very taboo at that time. She ran off to the United States with my grandfather. They, of course, came undocumented and then were deported because of that. My other grandmother came here as a picture bride and married a man who was much older than her. He was an alcoholic. She had 11 children, raised most of them by herself. My mother, who came to the United States because she lost her citizenship when she went with her parents when they were deported. And she built a life for herself here. My 2 sisters, who are public school educators, my daughter, who is a strong, resilient woman, and my nieces and my who I work very hard for. And when I make decisions, I see them in my decisions that I make.
Thank you. And Andrew,
Yeah, I wish the question that I would have been asked was, what is your goal and vision for the Fremont Union High School District? I'll start with the goal. It's all about the students reaching their full potential, helping them to discover the greatness that is in them, learning lifelong lessons, making wonderful memories and friendships for a lifetime, and being 100% ready for college. Now, for the teachers, the coaches, the administration, and especially the school board, it's all about results. It's all about results. Now for the vision. My vision for the Fremont Union High School District. I want to see the Fremont Union High School District be the envy and the inspiration for all of the school districts in the entire nation. And we will gladly share with them our success formula. It will be a win-win for everyone, and that's always the best kind of win. I'm Aaron Arness, and I ask for your vote on November 8th, and I thank you for this opportunity of being here tonight.
and I want to thank you all for being here. Our candidates, Andrew, Rosa, Linda, Stanley, and Naomi. Thank you so much for being here tonight, for being candidates. It's a huge responsibility and a heck of a lot of work. And I want to thank our participants. But first, let's give our candidates a round of applause. You can use the little emojis on the bottom there.
Oh.
And one thing that I do want to mention is please remember to vote, because democracy is not a spectator sport.
So true.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.